To sing the song that comes from the Underground Railroad in those times, because then we picked up in the Underground Railroad in the 80s, helped a lot of sisters and brothers, and helped our own souls creating this network of folks that ran through here and all the other places as we were trying to make a difference to end the U.S. imperialism in Latin America. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Ready? Here we go. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Now who's in yonder dressed in red? God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children that Ishmael led. God's gonna trouble the water. Oh, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Old and younger, dressed in white. God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children that cross in the night. God's gonna trouble the water. Together, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna trouble the water. God's gonna trouble the water. Who's that yonder dressed in black? God's gonna trouble the water. Must be the children that we ain't turning back. God's gonna trouble the water.
Student union members, La Migra wants papers, going back to Mexico, just deportees, whole families and half families go, mothers without children, children without mothers, 4 years of scrubbing a floor or making beds, then they were gone, back over the border, the wind blows between lines on a map. City College hearing. We are in line for a court hearing for City College accreditation outside the courthouse. In the long line, join the teachers wearing AFT buttons. Community college teachers are 45% women, while only a third of four-year college professors are women, and 80% of elementary and high school teachers are women. Janet Tom and Leslie Simon and Judith Levy-Sender are in line. Is it so wrong to care about teachers, full-time, part-time, to keep on teaching students who pay less than at Berkeley and San Francisco State? A board wants the school to disappear in the Mission, in Chinatown, and the Ingleside on Ocean Avenue. Black students in hoodies, Latinos and Asian Americans, senior women and men with gray beards on the edge of where the fog rolls in. Instructors who pair, waiting in line for 50 places in the courtroom. Louise Nair and Margaret Bencham-Pollard teach English as a second language. Pat Wynn teaches music. Dr. Loco is in line also, and men with anima in their hearts, and feisty women with animus waiting by the court door for a judge with good sense.
You're here. Very good.
In this time of despair for my family, I reach out to you, community of the living wage, to those poor moms on welfare where I have been in so-called better days. I ponder about your desire for a just job with the words of poetry, healing poetry, which I've walked through before. I hope you achieve your ideals of just jobs. Forewarning you that under capitalism, those are hard to find. For even child development books needed for daycare tell us I'm wearing two hats on the job. One, an anarchist hat following the free will of the young ones, and on the other hand, wearing the detective coat, the one the one that can't just let the children do as they please, but must walk right behind the toddlers to make sure they're all right. Yes, under capitalism, the perks of a job are hard to overcome. So I beckon you, as hard as it seems, to put on your woman cap, the one that perhaps lies hidden somewhere, as we join you in your quest for a living wage job.
And I just came here because Yolanda asked me if I can read a poem to support Living Wage Foundation fundraising for tonight. I'm going to only read one poem, and this is about people Afghani people in Iran that they look for a job, like immigrants here, they look for a job, but they face lots of problems. But there are lots of immigrants in this country face problem workers. Iranian government sometimes really give them hard time for working, making money. And recently they were just capturing their kids and sending the kids to Afghanistan, and the parents are in the exact same story. It is here, is all over the world. Because it's not something that we can deny. When there is a war, then people cannot stay in their homeland. And they will look for food, for shelter, and this is a sad story everywhere. Anyways, the name of the poem is that we fail to be human. How many winters need to die for one spring to come to life? What did the firing squad do to those young and fresh dreams that so abruptly the green turned to red corpse? Who will pick up the shattered dignity of the families who have undergone rape and rage by the hands of criminals calling themselves nationalists, calling themselves lawmakers. It is the dark that we need to be aware of. When criminals wake up to steal your dream and the share of your hot piece of bread from the tanur in Qazvin, and be aware that ever-sleeping God closes his eyes and ears to all these wounds, wars, cries of the people who have not asked for much, not more than a piece of bread and a shelter. But the bullets are forgetful, and they keep coming back to the same miserable people everywhere. Poor, exiled, tired, and simple working people. All the killings and war and world hunger, all this gap between people we call 1%, 10%, 99% is the proof that we failed to care, to share. We failed to be human. Let's dream of finding one, a human. Nothing left in this cruel world to hang on to except the fight for dignity and justice. This poem was for Afghan workers in village in Qazvin that you heard in the poem, province in Iran, who recently faced harsh deportation by the government of Iran. They lost their house, cattle, and dignity. Thank you.
I thought there were two beautiful statements. Manaz, you're saying the bullets are forgetful. That was so beautiful and so right. And our first speaker that I heard saying that the wind blows between the lines on the map. I thought those are two lines I want to take home with me and meditate on, because they are very, very significant. Homeless, houseless, a beaver, a bird without twigs to build a nest, creatures, living beings without resources to shelter themselves, ants without earth, moths without cocoons, spiders without webs, snails without shells, planets without their orbits. We are our homes. We are our resources, our twigs, our beds and nests, our orbits. Only we human beings allow the shell to be separated from the snail, the nest from the bird, the planet from its orbit, on our own streets, among our own human family. We allow it.
Packing up my things, get set for moving day. I gotta go and find myself a cheaper place to stay. And the rents that keep on rising, I'm getting squeezed out of town. I'm going through the papers, start me looking around. So I'm working all day, I can't sleep at night, trying to keep up with the city. It's such a losing fight, and I'm getting sentences, I'm getting furlough days. Well, I might be better off if I just move across the bay. So I'm checking out the Craigslist, nothing's coming up. I go to get some coffee, $3 a cup, and the deli on the corner, it's now a salam on air. For $1 I get a pickle and a real cold-hearted stare. Well, I'm Mr. San Francisco, I don't want to leave. I can't beat the magic of Mayor Lee Sleeves. So much money in the city, you never believe. San Francisco's moving out, Manhattan's moving in. You can hardly tell the difference if you're looking from Marin. If you want to understand it, you gotta read some Howard Zinn. Cause the working poor are moving out, and big money's moving in. Now the artists and musicians getting scattered all around. The message that they're getting, they want it here around. And the tourists want to see the painted ladies, not just houses in the old film hall. But the color in the city just ain't gonna be here no more. So you wanna start a family, you need an extra room. But the thought of trying to move just fills your heart with gloom. And your sister's in the army and you know she ain't ever coming back. No way she's gonna make it, flipping burgers at the local Big Mac. Mr. San Francisco, I don't wanna leave. I can't beat the magic of Mayor Lee's sleeve. So much money in the city, you'll never believe. Now they're building all these condos, they're blotting out the sky. But none of them are built for me, there's nothing I can buy. And just a bunch of stacked up boxes, ticky-tacky, and they all look the same. Well, move over, Nostradamus. Melvina has much better aim. You know Melvina Reynolds, right? So whatever happened to the power of the vote? All these changes being made for the biggest banknote. And I went to City Hall to see if they can give me some kind of break. But they're having a big old party, and they gave me a piece of cake. Now there's so much construction, they're building day and night, and all the backroom deals, you'll never see the light. And they say if they keep building, there'll be housing for one and all. It's gotta be the biggest scam that they ever cooked up in City Hall. Mr. San Francisco, I'm just hanging on. I try to tell my story to the gate and the cron, but they act like I'm just talking about some dirty strap-on. Now you know what it really means until you finally go to miss that special piece you left in San Francisco. Just another little piece of my heart, and it ain't so really well hid. I'm gonna come back to visit, just like Mr. Tony Bennett did. Used to be a city of love with flowers in our hair, but now the blue recycle bin's the only way we share. Will it take another earthquake to get us all back together? When Joe DiMaggio joined us in that food line, it made us feel a whole lot better. Got to the darkest days of murder, buried Milton and the mayor. Couldn't stop the Kool-Aid killer, 900 people lost in prayer. And if you eat a Twinkie, you know the craziness won't stop. And they're demonstrating on every corner, and my wife's giving flowers to a cop. Mr. San Francisco, I don't want to leave. I can't beat the magic of Mayor Lee's sleeve. So much money in the city, you'll never believe. Chinatown, a mission, Richard Hunter's Point. Everybody gets together when they feed at Tommy's joint. But there's a dark side to the city, so class is split into two. We need a bigger room in a North Beach saloon if you want to wash away your troubles with the blues. rainbow of pride. From Castro to the ferries, we won the Super Bowl. We won the World Series, and we partied all night in the streets, and went home happy for our glory and our fame. But too many had no home to go to, and that's our city's biggest shame. Mr. San Francisco, I don't want to leave. I can't beat the magic of Mayor Lee's sleeve. So much money in the city, you'll never believe.
Cuando yo muera, no llores sobre mi tumba, cántame un lindo son, ay mamá, cántame la sandunga. Mi niña, cuando yo muera, no llores sobre mi tumba, cántame un lindo son, ay mamá, cántame la sandunga. No me llores, no, no me llores, no, porque si lloras me muero. En cambio, si tú me cantas, yo siempre vivo y nunca muero. Si quieres que no te olvide, si quieres que te recuerde, canta sones alegres, mamá, música que no muere, lucero de la mañana, el rey de todos los sones, canta la martiniana y mamá, que alegran los corazones. No me llores, no, no me llores, no, porque si lloras me muero. En cambio, si tú me cantas, yo siempre vivo y nunca muero. En cambio, si tú me cantas, yo siempre vivo y nunca muero. Debajo de esas dos cejas, debajo de esas dos cejas, qué bonitos ojos tienes. Ellos me quieren mirar, pero si tú no los dejas, pero si tú no los dejas, ni siquiera parpadear. Malagueña salerosa, besar tus labios quisiera, malagueña salerosa, y decirte, niña hermosa,
This is my anti-Prop 187 poem called Trespasser Shoes. Shoes perfect for the fastest dance. Shoes so cool, even jaywalkers swoon. Shoes that scale barbed wire. 2 taps and you're invisible to every coffin guard. Shoes that violate the dress code. Shoes that never came in a box. The shoes that skip over stairs, that short-circuit escalators. 3 taps and you leap above. Foul lines, flagpoles, border checkpoints. Trespasser shoes, polished with a darker shade of saint. Hiding in your closet, waiting to walk on water.
Al calor de una rosa